Hello, my sexy babies. Welcome back to Trent Told Me, where I'm your personal boy decoder, chaos and sewer, big sister, unlicensed therapist, you name it, I am probably it. So if you got the ick, got a crush, or need to get your ex back, tune in to Trent Told Me. Hi, guys, and happy Monday. If you are new here, I am Trinity. I am a nonchalant TikToker turned in alphabetical order author, which you can buy my book on Amazon or TikTok shop, link in description. Business owner, CEO, entrepreneur, model, podcaster, to be continued because I am exploring and expanding my horizons every day. Sorry, getting cozy. Anyways, if you guys are ever wondering, like, Trinity, why are you in the same outfit as you were on Friday? It's because I bulk filmed this. Work smarter, not harder, people. Time is money, okay? Anyways, welcome to another Monday episode, you guys. I'm back in my amazing, beautiful studio where everything is pink and shiny and amazing. And I actually am loving the studio just because it's so awesome and like I get to like sit on this amazing pink bed and this is like the best thing that could have ever happened to me. Like genuinely started this podcast in my college apartment when I was depressed AF. So this is great, great stuff that is happening. I also want to say, you guys, I am in this amazing studio. I even have 2 cameras. Anyways, I do want to get guests on this podcast. So if you guys have someone in mind that you would love to see me do a podcast with, comment down below or DM me and tell me I would love to see you do a podcast with this person. And I'll see where my DMs head and like what avenue you guys want me to head down because I have a lot of options. I just do want to see like what y'all are thinking. But anyways, we're back with another Monday episode. What are we talking about today? Today we're talking about first dates because I've had so many DMs of people just saying like, oh, like I'm going on a date. I don't know what to do. I'm so scared. How do I do this? I need first date tips. First date tips, first date tips. Like I get it. Going on a first date is scary, but it's also so exciting and fun and awesome. And I think we just have to reframe our brain in that sense. Because I remember there's so many times when I'm going on first dates and I'm so freaking scared, but then I have to remember fear and excitement are the same thing. The body actually doesn't know the difference between fear and excitement. So if you think, oh God, I'm so scared, just change your mindset to, oh my God, I'm so excited. And then you won't be scared anymore. But there are some tips and some advice I do have that can help you guys out. And I'm not scared to share my experiences with first dates because I've had some great first dates and I've also had some terrible first dates. So it is really just about learning as you grow. Anyways, how is this episode going to be laid out? How is this going to benefit you guys at all? Let's go through the episode layout for today. We're going to start with why first dates can be magical or a mess and the difference between that. Then we're going to go through how to get asked on a first date or how to ask someone on a first date because you have to get asked or be asked or ask to go on a date in the first place. We're going to talk about getting ready ritual, how to set your energy high. We're going to talk about some pre-date mirror affirmations. Then we're going to talk about how to make the date more comfortable and fun. I'm going to give you guys some conversation hacks. Then I'm going to give you guys some tips about how to keep the vibes high. And then we're going to talk about how to end a date gracefully. And that's our episode for today. So if that intrigues you, feel free to stick around. Before I get into it, I do want to tell you guys that if you ever need advice or just wanted to confess something or send a story, you can DM me on Instagram at TriniXO or my TikTok at Trinity.Blair. And if you guys are going back to school soon, I do have a series on TikTok I'm doing right now called Glowing Up for Back to School. So I just want to put that out there in case you don't make it to the end of the episode. So let's talk about first dates. Why can first dates be sometimes so awesome and sometimes the worst thing ever in the world? I've had a lot of good first dates and I've had a lot of bad first dates. And I want to say the difference wasn't really the guy I was going on a date with. It was how I felt walking into the date. Usually I can like assess the vibes before I go on the date, but I notice the dates where I'm the most comfortable is when I'm showing my best self. And like obviously that makes sense, but I also noticed the way he asked me on a date has a lot to do with it. The where we're going has a lot to do with it. What I'm wearing has a lot to do with it. And it's always me at the end of the day. And where my energy is placed, that influences the date the most. Like if a man asks me, like, do you want to hang out at my house and watch a movie? That like my energy is going to be very different than if he were to ask me, like, do you want to go to the amusement park? Like it definitely depends, and I have to reflect on like how comfortable I really am with the situation and like how much I actually want to go on a date with this guy and like how scared I am. Like that's why we're gonna go through how to get ready ritual, some mirror affirmations, because you need to get your energy right before you go on the date, and that is how you're gonna have the best first date. I promise. It's where you're putting your energy. Yeah, so a lot of you do DM me and ask like, I'm scared to go on a date. Like, before you even go on the date, think about where your energy is and like how you're feeling. Then you will know if it's right or not. Okay, now that we've talked about that, I'm going to share like an experience I had that was like a really good date, just to give you guys some ideas. So, one time I met this guy and I met him at Chipotle, and it was really romantic at the time. But he asked me on a date and he said, "Do you want to go to the jump park? Do you want to go to Sky Zone?" Which, if you don't know what that is, it's literally a trampoline park. It's a park where there's a bunch of trampolines and you can jump around and have so much fun and just be like a child. And I was like, "Do I want to go to the trampoline park?" Of course, I want to go to the trampoline park. So we went to the trampoline park and it was so fun and awesome. And I genuinely just had like the best time at the trampoline park. And when I was going on the date, I was nervous. I always am nervous to go on the date, but the difference was we were going to do something super fun and something I was actually excited to do, which was jump around on the trampolines. And I think that was like a really good date because you got to see a lot about him by the way he asked you on a date or like where he wants to take you on a date. Like that guy that asked me to go to the trampoline park, I could tell right off the bat, like, okay, this guy's fun, this guy's adventurous, this guy's down to do silly, fun things because we're 20 years old going to the jump park. So I was like, I can tell that this guy's a good vibe. At the time, he was at least. A bad date that I've been on. Let me just tell you guys this. Okay. So this guy asked me to go on a date. I was like, sure, we'll go on a date. I guess he picks me up, takes me to his house. Like, this is not a date. Sitting on the couch and watching Netflix isn't a date. And it's not romantic. It's, in fact, very lazy. And it's not very fun. Anyways, while we're sitting on the date, I had to drive there actually, by the way. So I actually drove there. And he's like, "Do you want a Moscow Mule?" And I was like, "A what?" And he's like, "A Moscow Mule." And basically it's like a drink. I'm not sure what's in it. It's like, I don't know the alcohol, like maybe vodka and then like Sprite or something. I don't remember, you guys, but all I remember is that I was like, "No, I don't want a Moscow Mule. Like, I have to drive home." And he was really, really upset that I wouldn't have a Moscow Mule with him. And I was like, "Are we for real right now?" Like, anyways, it was not fun. It was not exciting. It was not romantic. And my energy was not in a good place. And I was like, I just really don't want to go on a date with you right now. So that was one of my experiences of a good date I had, an experience of a bad date I had. And again, it's where I put my energy. So, anyways, now that I've gone over that, let's talk about how to get asked on a first date or how to ask them yourself. If you have a crush at school or you just have a crush on someone in general and you want them to ask you on a date, make sure they know you exist. So make sure they know you exist first. But once you got that down, drop hints that you want to go on a date. Like, don't be scared. But if he's like your friend, he's in a friend group, and you guys can't tell if you like each other, like, just drop hints that you want to go on a date. Like, say, "Oh my God, I've been wanting to go to the fair for so long." Just tell him that. Or like, "Oh my God, I've been wanting to see this movie for so long." Just tell him that. Don't tell the whole group that. Just tell him that. Or like, "Have you heard that, like, this movie's coming out?" And he's going to be like, "Yeah." And he'd be like, "I want to see it so bad. Like, I heard it's going to be so good." And then in his head, if he likes you, that's the green light for him to be like, "Would you want to go see it with me?" And then you're like, "What? With you? Oh my God, yeah." And then boom, you guys are on a date. Another thing you can do, post about your hobbies, post about things you like to do, or talk to him about your hobbies, talk to him about things you like to do. People love to mirror what you're into, but if they don't know what you're into, how are they supposed to mirror that? So that's the best thing you can do is honestly just like show that little personal side about yourself, that side that he doesn't know much about. Being like, if you love to go rock climbing, post yourself going rock climbing, and then he'll be like, "Okay, this girl likes rock climbing. Maybe she'll like hiking. I'm going to ask her on a hiking date." He has to know a little bit about you before he asks you on a date. So let him in just a little bit into your secret life of you. Because again, people like to mirror what you're into. Now that you've told him, what you're into, you kind of drop some hints, you need to flirt a little bit. Just flirt because he needs to know that, okay, this girl vibes with me on a more romantic level. Because if you want a man to ask you on a date, they have to know that you're down. And so you got to flirt with them because men are nervous creatures, you guys, okay? We think these men are like so meticulous and like they are playing all these mind games and they know everything. They don't know anything. They're nervous. They don't want to get rejected. So make it blatantly obvious that you like him by flirting with him. Flirting, there's so many ways you can flirt. You can flirt over text, you can flirt in person. I'm going to go, into a deeper episode about flirting eventually, but the way we're going to flirt is we're going to flirt with curiosity. When you want a man to ask you on a date, you have to flirt with curiosity. What does this look like? Again, flirting is a lot more so how you say things, not really what you say. So make sure you have your flirting voice on and you can say things like, "Oh my God, like, have you seen that this movie's coming out? Like, I really want to see it." Or you could say, like, let's say he really likes Harry Potter. Like, "Have you ever watched Harry Potter? You look like you totally be into Harry Potter." Unless that's an insult. I don't know. But it's the way you say things. Like, Have like that little heightened flirty vibe, a little bit of curiosity. Make sure that he knows that you're into him and ready to move to the next stage, which is getting asked out on a date. Now, let's say all of that fails and he's not asking you, and you're like, well, looks like I'm going to have to be the bigger man here and ask him on a date myself. How do you do this? One, you cannot go into it nervous, go into it excited. Again, the brain and body do not know the difference between being nervous and being excited. So if you think, oh my God, I'm so nervous to ask him on a date, reframe that to, I'm so excited to be asking him on a date. Another thing I want you to think before asking him on a date, what if he rejects me? I know we're so scared. Rejection is redirection. Rejection is divine protection. If he rejects you, that's fine. That means you weren't meant to go on a date. If he doesn't reject you, great. Now you have an amazing date and you don't have to be sad about it. So just know that before you go into asking him to go on a date. You can do this in person or you could do this over Snapchat. I think in person's best, but again, I get it. We're so scared and we're also so tiny, so we just might not want to do it on Snapchat, so that's fine. Let's do in person first. How would I go about asking a man on a date in person? One, be confident, be sexy, be amazing, be flirty. That's how I would do it. I would go up to him, know what you're gonna say, know what kind of date you want to go on, play with your hair a little bit, be cutesy and magical, and be like, hey, like, would you want to go see How to Train Your Dragon 2 with me? I really want to see it. How is he going to say no to that? You're cute, you're magical, you're smiling, and you just gave a very great movie choice. He's definitely going to want to go on a date with you now. Then he's going to be like, oh, yeah, like, yeah, what day? And you're like, Saturday. And he's going to be like, I think I'm busy on Saturday. Like, okay, well, just let me know. And then go walk away. Now you're mysterious. You've literally dropped hella aura. You're sexy, amazing. He's going to want to go on a date with you. And if he doesn't hit you up by Saturday, that's fine. You can watch How to Train Your Dragon 2 by yourself. Now, let's say you want to ask him out over Snapchat or Instagram DM or iMessage. That's fine. And that's actually super easy because you don't have to deal with the rejection right in front of your face. And our generation is really scared of that. So, how are you going to do this? Literally just Snapchat him and say, I would actually have a conversation going first and I would low key have it lead up to the asking on the date. I wouldn't just slide in the DMs and be like, would you want to go on a date with me? No, I would talk to them first. So I'd be like, hey, like, how's your day? Like, blah, whatever, snapping pictures, snapping, DMing on Instagram. Here's a scenario. So let's say you guys are snapping, you've only sent like face snaps. He sends you a face snap. What are you gonna do? Save that hoe in chat. And you're gonna say cute. That's what you're gonna say. Now he'll either do two things. He'll say thank you or he'll leave you unopened. If he leaves you unopened, he's not into it. I would move on to the next guy. If he says thanks or thank you, say, what are you doing? Or why do you look so cute? Or where are you going? Like, blah, blah, blah. Try to get some kind of conversation going. And then you can always say, I bet you look cuter in person. He's going to be like, oh, really? And say, like, yeah, we should hang out. Or, yeah, do you want to go to the movies with me? Or, yeah, let's get dinner. Anything. Be sexy, be witty, be smart with it. People like witty people. If you can say something like, I don't know, maybe he looks super cute. So you save a snap and chat, be like, you look so good, I could eat you, but I could also just like eat McDonald's. You want to come with? Question mark. Like, be witty with it. He's gonna be like, oh, this girl's so smart. I do want to go get McDonald's with her. Like be smart and fun. People like smart, fun people. People also like when they feel like there's like no, in a sense, strings attached or like no thing that could happen. So make it lighthearted at first. Make it feel safe. Make it feel like they'll have fun if he goes on a date with you. That's kind of the point. So that's how I would ask someone out on a date, either in person or over the phone. Now you've gone and you've asked him on a date. Now the time has come. I don't know what day it is. Might be Saturday, might be Friday. You're so excited to go on the date. How are you going to get ready for the date? Now, this is honestly the most fun part about the date, in my opinion, is getting ready for the date because you have the butterflies in your stomach. You're a little bit nervous. You don't even know what you're going to wear. Well, let's get into it. One, before you do anything, I want you to get yourself a drink that you love so much. I always go with like, this is actually a little life hack, a little fun little drink that I make. It's called coochie juice, and it's actually just cranberry juice and pineapple juice. And it's not even more so the fact that this helps your coochie. Yes, apparently cranberry juice does show it helps with urinary tract infections if you drink it, but it has to be 100% cranberry juice. And the pineapple juice, it can make you taste sweeter for like 25 minutes. It's not going to do much. That's not the point. The point is, I find it to be a very fun, flirty, feminine drink, and it gets me in the right vibe. So I always make my little coochie cocktail, I call it. Literally cranberry juice and pineapple juice, maybe some collagen if I'm feeling wild. Put that in a cup with some ice and a little cute straw, and I drink that while I get ready to set the tone. But if you want a nice coffee, drink a nice coffee. If you're feeling a matcha, drink a matcha. Something that's going to get you in the right mood is all I'm saying. Okay, so now you have your drink. Let's hop in the shower. How are we going to do that? Shave moisturize, exfoliate, full everything shower. I think it's very important to shower before your date. It doesn't even matter if you're not going to his house. You don't want to be stinky because it's not even for him, it's for you. So get unstinky for you. I talked about this in my first time podcast. Like, it's not even about him, Loki. Like, I mean, it's common courtesy to not be stinky for your partner, but it's also good to not be stinky for you. Like, I know if I'm on a date and I know like my armpits smell, I'm like, how am I supposed to bowl? What if he gets a whiff of my armpit? Like, I'm not gonna have fun. So I need to make sure that I smell amazing. So make sure you smell amazing. Make sure you do an everything shower. I'm talking like deep moisturizing, exfoliate. While you're exfoliating, you can always say amazing things to yourself, like, I'm beautiful, my body's a temple. Say those good things to yourself while you're exfoliating. That is very important. Okay? After you get out of the shower, make sure you put on some delicious scents. You want to smell good and you want to leave your scent lasting so he'll never forget about you. So how are you going to do that? This is my go-to routine. 10 out of 10 times it works. 10 out of 10 times I get complimented. You need to find a body oil you like, a body butter or body lotion you like, a body mist you like, and a perfume. And guess what? You're going to leave your sound, everything you touch, even if it's his shirt, and he's never going to forget about you. So that's a little life hack for you. Now, you got out of the shower, you really made sure you smell amazing. Pick the vibe with music. I turn on some cute little music, some early 2000s pop music. I'm really feeling the vibe, being sexy, amazing, dancing. Because if you bring your high vibes into the date, it's going to make the date so much better. And we're going to get into that later, but make sure your vibes are high. That is the most important thing. So turn on music that is high vibe music. I don't want no sad shit before the date. That's not going to end well. You're going to turn on that sad music and be like, I just remember when my ex loved me. This guy's nothing like my ex. Like, I miss my ex. No, don't do that. Turn on high vibe music and just freaking vibe while you get ready. Okay, guys? Like, literally Katy Perry, literally Taylor Swift, something nostalgic, maybe even Kesha, some party music. Just get the vibes high, okay? Now, while the music's playing, you're dancing around. Let's pick out your outfit based on the activity. You don't want to wear heels to mini golf. That is just stupid, and you're going to feel out of place, and you're not going to be able to mini golf good. So you need to wear an outfit that matches the vibe. So hopefully he's told you what you're doing. If you're going to dinner, you can never go wrong with a black shirt or black dress and maybe jeans. If you're wearing a black shirt, you can never go wrong with that. Don't overthink the outfit. Wear something that makes you feel like your most confident self. If you want to feel sexy, I would wear red. If you want to feel angelic, I would wear white. If you want to feel mysterious, I would wear black. I always wear black on a date. It has never failed me. A black shirt that doesn't show too much, just shows a little bit. Like, if I'm going to show something, it's going to be one at a time. Now, if I'm going to show like my shoulders, I'm just going to show my shoulders. I'm not going to show my shoulders and my biddies. I'm going to show my biddies. I'm just going to show my biddies, and I'm going to cover up the ass one at a time. You don't want to give him everything all at once. And we're going to get into that later. Make sure your outfit is modest, but a little bit enticing. That's how I would wear on my first date. So a good go-to outfit is like a black, tighter shirt and some jeans, some looser jeans, some bell-bottom jeans, some boyfriend jeans, and then you could wear some shoes that match the shirt. Call it sandwich method. It's very easy. Make sure your shoes match your shirt. That's perfect. Put on some jewelry, maybe a hair clip. Boom, you're good to go. Simple is always better, in my opinion. You don't have to, get all crazy. If you're going to a nice dinner, I'd wear like a dress and like maybe some heels, but don't feel like you have to wear heels all the time. If you're going to his house for the first date, I would just wear leggings and a cute shirt. Don't overthink that. You would rather be comfy if he's going to get down to business, because that's why he invited you to his house, which is a red flag in my opinion, but whatever. If it works, it works. Now that you've picked your outfit, you're ready to go. Let's do some pre-date mirror affirmations, okay? Because you need to make sure, again, your vibes are in the right place before you leave the house. I've noticed 10 out of 10 times, if my vibes are not in the right place before I go on the date isn't fun, and it's low-key my fault. So let's make sure our vibes are in the right place. Here are some of my go-to affirmations that I say in the mirror before I go on the date. 1, I am magnetic. I am unforgettable. I am irresistible. Be careful with that. It's going to make him probably never forget you. I am magnetic. I am unforgettable. I am irresistible. Say it to yourself in the mirror. Embody that and walk into the date with that freaking energy. Another one. I am the prize. If he's lucky, he gets another date. Say it just like that. I'm the prize. If he's lucky, he gets another date. Okay? You have to realize he's lucky to be going out with you. You are the prize. Don't forget that. Don't feel like you have to overcompensate any part of you to go on a date with this guy. This guy should be lucky and feel so lucky to be going on a date with you. Another one, I don't have to perform. I just have to be me. It's so easy when you're going on a date to feel like you have to fit this certain girl he wants. Like, let's say you're going on a date with a football player and you're just a random girl from school, you're not even a cheerleader. Like, oh God, I have to be preppy and amazing because that's what guys like. No, be yourself. The worst thing you can do on the date is act like someone you're not because you're giving them false information. Literally, like they're gonna be like, "Oh, I just want to date with this amazing girl or whatever," but that girl wasn't you. That was the fake you. So be you. And if he doesn't like that, that's not the man for you. The best thing you can do is be your most authentic self, and that's when you will attract the right people. If you're your most authentic self and you know that you were you 100% on that date and he didn't like you, there is no loss because that man was not meant for you. And there is a man meant for you out there that will love the authentic version of you. No need to dim your light or dumb down your personality for any man. I promise. If you feel like you can't be you on that date, you shouldn't be on that date. Promise me, you guys, that you will be yourself on the date. Please don't pretend to be anyone else on the date. It's not worth it and you won't have fun. Those are my pre-date affirmations. Very important. Make sure you do that. Now, he pulls up. He's like, "I'm here." Hopefully he walks to the door, opens the door and gets you. If not, that's a red flag. I'd clock that. He opens the door. What do? You're like, "Oh God, I don't want things to be awkward." I always go in for the hug. I think breaking the touch barrier is so important, especially on a first date. And I feel like people forget just how important that is. But psychologically, when we break the touch barrier, we're automatically more comfortable. And I'm not saying you have to do any crazy things. I'm literally saying just give him a hug. That will be enough to break the touch barrier. So when he opens the door, say, "Bye, mom. Bye, dad. I'm going on a date. Like, love you." Close the door, and I would go in for the hug. I'm not saying full embrace. You could even do a side hug and be like, "Oh my God, hey, like you look so good." That's the other thing. I would give a hug and a compliment. It's so good to go in with a compliment because you're going to make them feel more comfortable, more safe, more seen. And you're going to be like, "Oh, wow, this girl's just nice, good vibes." You don't want to be awkward and be like, "Hi, like, thanks for taking me on this date." No, give him a hug and give him a compliment. Here are some of my go-to compliments. "Oh my God, your outfit's so cute." Or, "Oh my God, you smell so good." Or, "Oh, you look good." Or, "You're so much taller in person." Or, "Oh my God, you look so cute in real life." Like literally anything just to make him feel comfortable. Okay. Like just give him a compliment and a hug and be confident about it. If he feels like, oh God, if you give him a hug and he's like, oh God, I don't know what to do, it's because he's nervous. Okay. It's not because he doesn't want to hug you. If he's going on a date with you, he wants to touch you. He's interested in that. Men are interested in that. So don't be scared or feel like he doesn't want to touch you. He definitely does. So just give him a hug. All right, now that you've broken the touch barrier, keep the energy flirty, open, and curious. I think the best thing you can do is make eye contact, smile, keep the vibes high, and don't put any pressure on the date. Don't make him think it has to go any certain way, and don't think yourself that it has to go any certain way. Literally just vibe. You guys get in the car, just be smiley, just be flirty, be like, "Oh my God, like what music do you like?" Like go on Spotify, turn on some music, get the vibes right. Just be chill, be flirty. If you are too scared, think of this like a game. Dating is like a game. Dates are like a game. How flirty can you be? How many questions can you ask? How fun can this be? How high can your vibes be? How confident can I feel? Literally, you can make the date any way you want. Just have fun, okay? Another thing I would keep in mind, don't interrogate him. You don't have to get in the car and be like, "Okay, so like, what's your mom and dad's name? Where do you go to school? What are you studying? What do you want to do in your life? How much money do you make? What's your social security number?" You don't have to do that. I would just ask really fun, nice questions. And I'm going to get into that. What questions can you ask on the date to make the date go smoothly? There's been a study done. Literally, I didn't make this up. There's been a study done, and it's called 36 Questions to Fall in Love study. It literally was a study done. I don't remember who did it. I think his name was Albert. I actually wrote about it in my book. I think his name is Albert. He came up with 36 questions and he had a bunch of people come together, a bunch of random people coupled up, and they asked each other these questions. And some of the couples literally fell in love, and one of the couples even got married based on these questions. These questions are psychologically proven to deepen the connection between y'all. So if you don't ever know what questions to ask on the date, look up 36 questions to fall in love, scroll through them, and have them in your head for the date. They don't have to be weird when you're asking questions. Here are a few, okay? I wrote some down so we can talk about them. But again, if you don't remember, you can always go and look it up. Okay. What's your dream day from start to finish? What's something you've never told anyone? What's your biggest green flag? What's one thing you're really proud of? What kind of person brings out the best in you? These are deep connections. And the reason these are deep connections is because a lot of them hit emotional memory. In that way, this boy is going to feel more connected to you because
He's associating these deep memories with you. And in his head, he's going to be like, why do I feel so connected to this girl? It's because he's thinking about his deepest memories with you in mind. So he's connecting the two subconsciously. And that's a psychology hack. I wouldn't use that all the time, just when you want to deepen the connection. So again, if you don't have any questions to ask, look up 36 questions to fall in love and make sure you have some picked out that you really like. And they don't have to be back to back to back. They could be very casual. Like, let's say you're just like driving and the music's playing, you guys are talking about school, and be like, oh yeah, oh, like you study medicine, like, oh, that's awesome. Like, what's something you're really proud of about that? Like, very casual. Or let's say you're talking about like his family, be like, oh, like, do you have family around here? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Or do you live with your parents? Yeah, I live with my parents. Or like, oh, like, I want to hear about your friends. Like, what kind of person brings out the best version of you? Very casual, you guys. Just bring it up casually, slip it into the conversation. It will make the conversation flow smoothly. And I never want you to think you have to force a conversation. That's another thing. It's okay to be silent sometimes. Sometimes you don't have a lot to say, but sometimes silence is the loudest thing of all. You can be silent and learn a lot. Don't mistake that. Like when I sit in silence on a date, that's my time to reflect and really feel the energy out. Because sometimes I sit in silence and it's so uncomfortable and I'm like, oh God. But sometimes I sit in silence and I'm like, I could sit here and just be with you in silence and not say anything. That's fine. Notice how you feel in the silence because that is honestly the loudest thing you can do. Okay. Now I've given you guys some first date conversation hacks. Keep it smooth, keep it light, keep it casual, keep it fun. Now I want to talk about keeping a light, flirty, and fun along with that. Laugh at their jokes, you guys. Tease them a little. Be flirty. Remember, if you're too nervous, think about this date like a game. Like you're literally just playing a game. I'm not saying playing them like a game, but the date is a game. Like, how flirty can I be? How fun can I be? How amazing can I be? Like, can I be more flirty than I was last time? Like, you are basically enhancing your flirting by going on this date. So just be the most amazing flirty version of yourself and have fun. Just have fun. I always go on dates and I'm like, okay, this is going to be fun because I'm going to enhance my flirting abilities and I'm going to get better at flirting. It's just fun. It's like, I'm going to practice flirting on this date. Let's see how good I can do it. If you keep it fun, light, and flirty, nothing can really ever go wrong because there's not that, oh God, if this date goes wrong, my world's over kind of thought process. It's just like, oh, I'm going to go out here and have fun. And that's when the vibes are high, is when there's like no like strings attached in a sense. Like you're just doing it because you want to have fun. And that's why you're going on a date. You're going on the date because you want to get to know them, not because you have to go on a date or you have to marry this person. You just want to get to know them. So like keep the vibes high and stay having fun. Water break. Another thing to keep in mind, let them talk about themselves. People love to feel like you're interested in them. So even if he's telling you something that is so incredibly boring, like he's talking about how he like wants to be like a engineer astronaut or something, and you're like, oh God, like I really don't care about that. Act like that's the most interesting thing you've heard all day. If you make them feel special and you make them feel interesting, they're going to want to be around you more and they're going to think the date went well. Even if you're so bored, just act interested because at the end of the day, you can go home and be like, that was really boring, but at least he felt good about it. And you don't have to go on a second date, but at least y'all had a good time. Keep the vibes high. Again, like he's gonna be like, yeah, so like I went to school and I studied like how to build a plane, and it's actually really cool because you connect the wheels to the plane and then it makes the wings go. And you're like, I really don't care. Just be like, oh my God, wait, really? You connect the wheels to the wings? Oh my God, no way. Like I never knew that. Like you're so smart. Like just make them feel good about themselves. There's no negative parts about that, is what I'm saying. It's very good for both parties if you make them feel good about yourself because they're gonna be like, I just love being around this girl. This girl just makes me feel so good about myself. And they're gonna be like, why do I love being around this girl? Because you make them feel so good about themselves. Let them talk about themselves. And if you never get a chance to talk about you, that's fine. Now you know for the next date you don't really want to go back because they're too full of themselves. Anyways, that's how to keep it light, flirty, and fun. So you go on the date, you have a great time. You ask him questions, you talk, you bowl, you rock climb, you go to his house. I don't know what you're doing. Now the date has come to a close. What are you going to do? How are you going to end the date gracefully? I think this is where things can get scary. Honestly, I think the ending part of the date is the scariest. You're like, oh my God, what if I have to kiss him? What if I have to hug him? What if I have to just run out of the car and scream? No expectations, man. But I do want to say this. Let's say he's driving you home and he's like, oh, like, can I come inside? I don't care how badly you want to say yes, you say no. And this is for multiple reasons. One, if it's late, nothing good happens after 10 p.m. He's there for one reason and one reason only. And at the time, you might feel like, oh God, this is such a fun date. We're having such a fun time. I totally want him to come inside to continue the date. There's time. And the time is not right now. The time is for you to go back into your house and think about how that date went and reflect on it. not for him to come in and take up your space, and then you probably have to sleep with him, and then he's gonna leave in the morning and you're gonna be like, gross, I really wish I didn't do that. Don't let him come inside. I promise you it's for the best. Another reason this is good is because in the moment, you might be like, oh no, I don't want to ruin this date by not letting him go inside my house. It's actually better for him as well. Because if you don't let him get what he wants, he's going to want it more. Let him chase you. If you go slip inside your house and you're like, I really wonder what her living room looks like. I wish I would know. Oh my God. And he's going to be thinking about you more. Do you want that? Do you want a chance for a second date? Don't give him everything on the first date. If you give him everything on the first date, what is there to yearn for on the second, third, fourth, or fifth date? Nothing, because you gave him everything on the first date. So, first date should just be, oh my God, like, thanks so much for the date. I'm going to go. You can give him a hug. You can even give him a kiss. You don't have to give him a kiss, but I would say that's as far as you should go. A hug or a kiss. I don't really give people kisses on the first date unless like it's like an undeniable connection that I can't ignore. I usually just give them a hug, like a really full embrace, like this, like oh, I had so much fun, thank you, and then look and be like thank you, and then just go and leave and skip away like the magical fairy princess you are. And he's gonna be like, this girl's just freaking awesome. Like the vibes were high the whole time. She gave me a really good goodbye hug. She's not even gonna let me come inside. Like awesome. Then you're gonna go inside and you're not gonna pick up your phone right away and be like, I had so much fun. Thanks so much for the date. Like, thank you. I can't wait to go on another date. Absolutely not. Because one, you need time to reflect on the date and how you actually felt now that you're out of his energy. Maybe you didn't actually have a fun time. He was just so sexy hot that like your real thoughts were getting entangled in the fact that he was so hot that you couldn't even really think it through. So now you're alone. Think, did I actually have fun on that date? Or was I just having a lot of fun by myself? Because I'm a great person to hang around. Really reflect on it. Take a few hours. Take a shower. Get on ready. Make sure you shower off the dirty boy cooties that he probably left on you. Eat a nice dinner because everyone's so freaking hungry after you come back from hanging out with the guy. Like, I'm so freaking hungry. I'm like, I just could eat everything right now. Watch a movie. Get back into your energy. And then before you go to bed, you can text him and be like, oh, I had a great time. Thank you. Or better yet, the next morning, after you wake up, after you've really thought about it, after you've taken a night to sleep on it, and you really can decide if you want a second date, be like, I had a really fun time last night. Can't wait for another date. Boom. You were mysterious. You were fun. You were sexy. You were flirty. You guys had deep conversations. Don't be nervous. Be excited. You did everything you could because you were your authentic self, and the date went great. Wish I would have known all that advice when I was going on my first date, honestly. And here's some more little tips from Walk. First dates aren't auditions, okay? You're not trying to be perfect. Again, if you feel like you have to play a role to be going on a date with this person, you shouldn't be going on a date with this person. That's just facts. You shouldn't have to give this person a false identity for them to fall in love with you because then they're not falling in love with you. They're falling in love with the person that you portrayed yourself to be. And that's not you. And that's not the person that's meant for your authentic self. And that's not going to work. So be your authentic you. Don't let anyone make you feel like you can't be your most authentic self when you're with them. Another thing, you're just showing up with confidence, curiosity, and boundaries. Just remember that. That's just what you have to remember when going into the date. And if it doesn't go well, it's not rejection, it's redirect. Rejection is divine protection. If you had so much fun on the date and he doesn't want a second date, well, you guys weren't meant to go on a second date. That's literally your guide, God, the universe protecting you, saying this man isn't the one for you. We let you see it, but he's not the one for you. And I hope you can trust us. Just know that. If he doesn't want a second date, his loss. You were fun, you were flirty, you were sexy, you were amazing, you had so much fun. It wasn't awkward. Again, I want to say awkward, it's in your hands. The fact that it could be awkward, it's in your hands. You have the power to make it awkward or not awkward. I swear. I've been on dates with awkward men and I had to step up and be the not awkward person. But again, I was holding the power in my hands to make the day not awkward. And I make sure they feel comfortable. I asked them questions. I was the bigger person and I made them feel comfortable and they had fun. That's how you make it not awkward. You make them feel comfortable. And if it does go well, if you do everything amazing and it goes amazing, make them earn the second date. Don't say, I want to hang out again tomorrow. No, they're going to be like, oh my God, I had so much fun with this girl. Like, I want to hang out with her as soon as possible. He's going to be like, oh, like, what are you doing like tomorrow? Say, oh, I'm sorry, I have Pilates, but I'm free Saturday. He'll go on a date with you Saturday. Make him pursue you, make him chase you. And it's so counterintuitive because you want to go hang out with them day after day after day. But they need to know you're not available
for them all the time. They need to feel like you are a prize, like they are something, you are something they have to work towards. Men love that. Men love pursuing something. Men love feeling like they have to work towards something. I always say this, like if you were to give a man a present for doing nothing, he's not going to value the present. But the present that he has to save up for and go out and buy, he's going to value that way more than something that was just given to him. So make him work for you. Make him work for that second date. I promise it's going to be best. And you can really want to hang out with him. Like there's days where I really, really do want to hang out with the guy again, but I have to be like, whoa, for myself and for him, I'm gonna wait a few days. And that also is good for you because then you don't get used to hanging out with someone every single day and giving them all of your free time. You have a life, girl. Don't lose sight of your own life for this man, okay? I had a lot to say, and that was a freaking yapathon. But that's why you listen to my podcast, guys, because I yap. I always get comments like, wow, like talk about a yapathon. I'm like, why else would you be talking to me then if you don't want to listen to me yap? Anyways, you guys, I just want you to know if you're going on a first date, it's supposed to be fun. Have fun. If you're too scared to go alone, run a two man. You can do this. Be yourself, be confident, be a cute magical fairy princess, and have a great first date. That's all I really have to say about this. I've been on like a million first dates. I think they've all gone well because I've mastered just being flirty, fun, and amazing. Keep your vibes high, and the date should go well. Don't be nervous. Again, if you ever need advice, you can DM me on Instagram at TriniXO or TikTok at Trinity.Blair. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. I think we have like 16,000 Spotify listeners, and like that is crazy to me that 16,000 people listen to what I have to say. Like that is actually crazy. But I love you guys so much. And if you want to tune in for the Freaky Friday episode that will be up, you totally can. I love you. If you want to see more of me, my TikTok is Trinity.Blair. And I hope you have an amazing freaking week. Stay sexy, babies. Bye.